My name is Steve Layton, and I travel the world finding amazing and delicious coffee for you to drink at home. Some make coffee difficult to understand and complicated, but here it's my job to make it easy and fun and tell you what's in my mug. Hello everybody and welcome to episode 402. Nearly messed up then, didn't I? 402 of In My Mug. As I say in the titles now, and not normally, my name is Stephen Layton. I'm going to be looking after you. I'm going to be taking you on this journey of coffee. But before we do that, we should do news. So I only have one bit of news this week, and that bit of news is the open day, which is happening on the 29th of August, is nearly sold out. So 100 tickets. I think we've got about 10 left. Where else would you rather spend your bank holiday Sunday than with me here in the studio? You get to come and record an In My Mug if you want to. You can do whatever you want. You can take over. But it's going to be lots of fun. Please, 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 In My Mug subscribers are the people I want to come to this open day, because you're the friends. You're the people I share this coffee with every week, and it'd be really nice to put some faces to the names. So that's all of the news. I'm going to dive into this week's coffee because that's what we do now. And this filter coffee for me is just one thing: buttery. Think silky melted butter, think buttermilk, think thick creamy sweet milk. It just is so buttery and creamy and delicious. Very easy drinking, but super easy to do. Super easy to drink. I'm looking for my notes because I don't even know what I'm doing at the moment. But it's a great filter coffee, as all Bolivians tend to be. On the end, there's a little bit of a bitter chocolate as well, which I really, really enjoy. But it's a bit of a quaffer. It's a bit of an easy to drink coffee. So we should go and look at the map bit for this coffee. The new improved map bit, where we go up, up and away across the Atlantic Ocean, and we go towards the continent of South America, and we are going to go down to the country of Bolivia, where we buy so many delicious coffees from. Bolivia is one of the wettest zones of the world, 8 metres of rainfall yearly, yet there are some parts of Bolivia where it has never rained. On the Atacama, there has not been rain for 80 years. It's ridiculous like that. So the Atacama Desert. But here we are not in the Atacama Desert, we're in the Yungas region, and primarily we're focusing down on the North Yungas region, and here the town of Caranavi. We can see Canton Uinese there. Now just to the side of that is 18 de Mayo, which is the farm. And here we have Cori. Cori is on the left, and you have on the right Tadasio Mamani, who's there on the left in his Sunderland shirt. Love Tadasio. He used to have a Chelsea shirt and we had to fix that because Sunderland are by far the greatest team the world has ever seen. But a beautiful valley there, beautiful views from this farm. You really can see that whole valley. It really is on the side of it. Highest point 6,542 metres above sea level. The lowest point is Rio Paraguay, which is 90 metres. A landlocked country, which we've talked about a number of times. Had great problems getting coffee out of this country because of it being landlocked, and it doesn't have its own port. Everything has to go to Chile and then comes through the Panama Canal. But that was this week's map bit. So as we saw there, this coffee is called 18 de Mayo, and it's run by Cori Gill Mamani. Now that name might ring a bell in your head, because if you know Canton Uinese, which is where this farm is, as I showed you in the map bit, this is Tadasio Mamani, famous for wearing the Sunderland shirt. It's his son. His son owns a plot of land next door to the farm, and he's producing this coffee. And because Tadasio's yield was so down this year, we were really looking for some great coffee to go with it. And we actually had it last year as well, so this is the second year of working with Cori. But it is, it's very different to Tadasio's coffee, even though they're from neighbouring plots of land and they're pretty much processing in a similar way. Tastes very different, which is really, really good. I don't know what else to say apart from that. Apart from, let's go to the fact file. So here we are, the continent of South America. South America is where some of my favourite coffees in the world come from, and most of them come from this country, which is Bolivia. Bolivia is a beautiful, unique place. It has 25,000 hectares devoted to coffee, which is kind of quite a lot considering how big it is. It's a small producer. It's a 33rd and it's constantly falling. Total coffee production, 110,000 bags. Actually, that hasn't been true for quite a while. It was down to around 25,000 bags a couple of years ago. But the common types are Typica and Caturra. We see a lot of Typica and Caturra from this place, not a lot of other things. Elevations are just off the scale big. They can be as high as 2,300 metres above sea level. There are 22, read that, 22 farms that Has-Been buys from. Very proud of that. 18 de Mayo, it is a Caturra, it's a washed coffee. It's owned by Cori Gill, has an altitude of 1,600 metres, near to the city of Carinavi in the North Youngest region. Yeah, that was the coffee fact file. So Cori's farm, just like his dad's farm, is surrounded, and I mean surrounded by coca. You can see in the map bit a little bit, there was the coca there, but like everybody in that region is growing coca completely legally. It's not illegal to grow coca in Bolivia, as I've said many times. But they're kind of breaking the trend a little bit, and they're breaking the trend by getting higher prices for coffee and showing people that coffee can actually be a sustainable way of living, which is very exciting. They face lots of challenges on this farm. Leaf rust is a big problem. Leaf rust is a fungus that attacks the leaves of the plant and means that the leaves fall off, so you can't photosynthesize, so you can't create delicious, tasty cherries that have coffee seeds in them, which are our coffee beans. But you know, we're really trying to do things that are good, and try and do things that are helping the producers there. So part of the money that we paid this year were to help with the agronomic advice for Tadasio, and he's got an agronomist coming in from Costa Rica to teach them how to prune, how to look after the plants better, and how to control the leaf rust, which is most important. So the espresso, that buttery mouthfeel is definitely still there, but what changes with this is the dark chocolate cocoa nibs that I talked about on the end becomes far bigger in the espresso. It has this beauty, and bitterness is such a negative word quite often when we're talking about coffee, but not with this one. Like, that bitterness is delicious. It really gives it a bite and gives it a little bit of a kind of a finish on the end, which I really like. And I'm looking forward to trying it in the cappuccino too. And just as I expected, butteriness comes out, creaminess comes out, bitter chocolate on the end. Gives it a real coffee flavour on the end of the cappuccino. So, you know, you get milky, beautiful, nice, sweet, ooh, and a beautiful bitterness on the end. So, you know what I have to do now? I have to call up Roland. So I go, Roland, give us your daft fact. The second largest lake in Bolivia is called Lake Pupo. It's not a freshwater lake, you know. He really is a strange man. Bye, Roland. So, next week we have a super interesting coffee. I'm not going to tell you a lot about it because I'm really excited to share it with you. I think you're going to be loving it, like loving it big time. I hope you're liking this new format. I'm enjoying it. It kind of feels a bit more boom, 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 boom. And I'm sure I'm going to grow into it and feel a lot more comfortable as time goes on. Thank you very much for joining me, as always. And do remember, life is too short for bad coffee.